and welcome to the End in Mind podcast. I'm your host, Caitlin, the owner of Meraki Media Management. The End in Mind is a place where we come to share stories, tips, and strategies of many entrepreneurs, creatives, business owners, and just some people that aren't willing to live the traditional lifestyle. We talk about how to live outside of the box today and how to incorporate what really is important in your life to keep that end goal always in mind. Again, if you would like to reach out to me in any type of way, you can find me on Instagram at Meraki_media_management. And I hope to hear from you all soon. Thanks so much and enjoy our show. Hey everybody, welcome back to The End in Mind. I'm your host, Caitlin. I'm so grateful to be here with a friend of mine, networking partner, collaborative connection that Tawnja and I have over these past few weeks. This is Tawnja. She is a health and wellness coach. Thank you so much for being here, Tawnja.
Thank you. Thank you. Hey.
So can you tell us a little bit more about what you do and, how you got into this line of business?
Okay. So I am a health and wellness coach. I want to say that I help people get from a woe is me to a wow is me attitude. Okay. Now, what is that? What is that? A woe is me to wow is me attitude. I believe health and wellness truly begins when people start people start choosing how they want to feel, how they want to feel. When they choose how they want to feel, they create habits. Now, what is that? Well, I don't want to tell you what it is. We get busy, we get stuck, we get distracted, and we figure out, we look outside themselves for the answers. We look outside themselves for the answers, but the answers are within ourselves. The answers to feel empowered, the answers to feel free, the answers to feel alive. We look outside for the answers, but the answers are within. And so I'm on a journey to help people get better and figuring out self-awareness, self-love, self-joy. That's what I do.
It's amazing.
And it's all about the habits. I remember it's all about the habits. It's all about the habits. So that's what I am doing, is saying, okay, what do you do now? And what do you do after? So that's where,
I love it. Oh my gosh. I feel it in my body as you're saying that, because I don't hear a lot of coaches describing their work the way that you describe your work. And I find it so important, as a lot of our listeners know, I am overcoming PTSD and diagnosis that really affect my body, and the awareness that I had around my body, trauma, so many layers there. And I know that that's what you help your clients do. And I just find it so meaningful, and also something that everyone needs, even if they don't have a diagnosis. I think everyone can benefit.
Everyone needs it. If you are focusing on you, or focusing on me, or focusing on them, it's everybody needs that. So I'm with you. That's why I'm on this journey to say, okay, what do you need? Let's see what we can do.
Yeah, that's great. So is that what you will ask your clients early on? Like, is it kind of case by case basis, what they specifically need?
Yes, I want to tell you more though. 15, almost 15 years, I had a stroke.
Yeah.
And when I had the stroke, I was like, woe is me. Woe is me, woe is me, woe is me.
Yeah.
And I couldn't say woe is me because I couldn't speak.
Yeah.
I couldn't say my words. I couldn't, my body was what it what is was not used to be. I'm just like, oh my gosh. And suddenly I'm like, I began to notice, okay, what am I feeling?
Mm,
What am I saying? What am I feeling? What am I doing to myself?
mm,
And suddenly it's like I'm saying, I don't love me.
yeah.
I don't love me. And so from even though I couldn't speak, I was on a journey of loving me. And what was that? You know, what was I don't know what it is to love me. What is it? What is it? And so yeah. So I tell my clients, what are you doing now? How does it make you feel when you do this or when you do that or whatever? Are you loving yourself?
Mm,
And it's like an interwoven
mm,
kind of where they say something and I was like, oh, that's interesting. I want to learn more about it. I want to learn more. And suddenly it's like my clients, suddenly it's like I love my clients because I'm like, they're growing, I am growing, and they're growing, and I'm growing. So it's like a win situation. So
yeah. Oh my gosh, I love that. We call that on our podcast the trickle down effect.
yes,
you know,
I
so
love it. I love
we
it.
start to
Uh,
heal and then we start to heal through osmosis, like
yes,
everyone around us as well. Like I'm not sure if you experience that too, but like even in my household, it's like I start doing this one thing and then my boyfriend picks up on it, or my mom will start looking
right.
deeper, like it's so
Oh,
funny.
yes, yes. I do that too. I do that too. When I get busy and then I was like, no, I'm going to calm down. And when I calm down, my mother, my uh, father, my sister, all of that, and my sister's in Atlanta.
Oh,
But when I call her, she was like, yeah, even though she doesn't know, she knows that I'm like in the, what do you call it? I know that it's right
yeah.
for all of us, So
Yeah, the self-love, and
mhm,
it's one thing that my coach just described it to me as, because I'm still on this journey, like I am not there yet. Like I just started
mhm,
mirror work, so I guess
uh-huh,
it's always a journey, right? There's not always a destination, but I would love to know like how you can describe self-love, because I thought that what you said at the beginning, it's so hard to even know what that is, and it's kind of become this buzzword in marketing that
right,
is,
right. And I was like, that I didn't say, I mean, I said that, but I want to tell you more about it. Self-love is when you want to say something, you said that.
Mm,
And not when you want to say, but then you hold back or you
mm,
don't say it.
yeah.
That's one of self-love, but also self-love with love.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means to you, but self-love with okay. Anyway, self-love is saying I am not so good to myself.
Yeah.
And it's okay.
Mm.
I am a witness that it's okay. Not it is what it is. No,
Mm.
I hold that and then I set it free. Does that make sense? Does that
Totally.
make sense?
Yeah, no, I love that explanation of it because I think that we're taught in society, it's like, oh, beat that thought, or
Yeah.
kind of like it's kind of like this masculine approach to mindset,
Yes.
you know.
Yes. But we need a little feminine in it. We need a little feminine in it. So I'm saying, okay, I like for instance, I was too harsh and not harsh for me because maybe it's harsh for me. I was
Right.
too harsh for my dad, you know? And so I went downstairs and I was like, okay, I breathed.
Mm.
And then I said, okay, that wasn't good right now. It's okay. Breathe.
Mm.
And then go back and, do say, okay, I'm sorry, or, whatever.
Yeah.
Or maybe he doesn't even know, you know, he doesn't even know that my anger was not right. So, and he was like, "Oh, hey, how you doing? Whatever." And I was like, so in this moment, I honor that.
Mm.
See, I honor that and I honor myself.
Yeah, you hold the space for both because
Yeah.
that's totally happened to me. Like a lot of our listeners can relate to that too. We're perfectionists, so
Oh my gosh.
yeah.
Oh my gosh. However, when I was like, I'm trying to be not as perfectionist
Yeah.
because I'm like, well, because I'm also a coach, a not coach, a yoga teacher,
Yeah.
and I was like, okay, I want to do this, I want to do that, but my arm, this arm right here, is not working because of my stroke,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, I want to do this, I want to do that, and then I was like, no, I'm doing it in my own way. I'm doing it. So if it's not, so when I was like, oh, I'm not doing this and I'm not doing that, and that's okay. And I was like, okay, I'm doing what I need to be. I'm doing what I need to be doing, and that's okay. And I'm getting stronger, and that's okay. And I want to tell everyone that if you are showing up and doing the work,
Mm.
that is amazing. That is powerful in its own way. And just say, I'm grateful that I'm doing this.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then when you get to another level, you said, I'm grateful that I'm doing that.
Yeah.
And then you get to another level and you say, oh, I'm grateful that I'm doing that. It's just, but be grateful at any level. Be grateful at any level.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's so beautifully put how you describe it, because I think your journey, but also just who you are as a person, that you've been able to hold this space for yourself, like coming from these thoughts that we come from, like born out of this westernized society, like we lay it
That's
all out
right.
there.
No, okay, we get born, but we are just beautiful, beautiful people, right? And then we get thoughts and you know society's thoughts, not our thoughts, but society's thoughts. And we say, oh, I'm not good enough, or I'm not smart, I'm not this, I'm not that, I'm not this, I'm not that.
Yeah.
But we are more than enough. I'm saying it to myself. Because I'm like knowing, oh well, I'm not this, I'm like, for instance, I'm like, okay, my hair, my this.
You look beautiful.
But I'm just like, okay. But then I was like, no, I am who I am, and that's okay.
Yeah.
That is good. I'm great.
Yeah.
I am awesome. I am awesome. So yeah.
Yeah, I love that. It's so true because we overanalyze every little thing about ourselves, like as perfectionists. And I was actually going to do a post, when and if we publish this about perfectionism and what it actually means to be a perfectionist. Because I think people think that we're just doing everything perfect, when in reality, it's really just us, our own worst critics.
Oh my gosh, you said it. Not me, but you said it. It's our own, and I agree. It's
Yeah.
our own worst critic. Oh my gosh, I agree.
Yeah. And that's sometimes the root of like all of our, like, at least for me, I'll see for myself, like, it was the root of all of my issues, like,
Yes.
even the weight gain, like, I mean, hormonal influxes, like, so
Yeah.
many things about my life. Like, I struggled with high blood pressure. I'm 26. I'm like, what is going on here? Like, it was just so overwhelming for me as a 26-year-old to have to look at these health issues, like what's
Yeah.
going on. And I'm sure you can relate to that. It's frustrating when you think you're searching outside. And I love how you said that at the beginning of the episode too. It's like I was going to all of these doctors, or I'm going to my family trying to get advice or seek like ancestral like collection
Right.
as if it's gonna fix the problem. I'm like, what am I doing? And finally I did like I had that realization, but I had to hire a coach, and that's why I'm so grateful for you and the light that you're pouring into this world, because it's so needed. Like, we can heal from the inside, it's
Yeah.
possible. And
Yeah.
you are such an amazing contributor to that. It's beautiful to even be in your presence and hear parts of your story.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much, first of all. Yes. But my I didn't like get this on my own. I had help. First it was help from the doctors.
Mm.
Then it was help from my speech therapist, my uh, OT, and my physical therapist.
Yeah.
And then it was my coach that helped me tremendously.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I mean, that helped me tremendously. And if it's you, if it's a coach around you, or if it's me,
Yeah.
get a coach because it really, really helps.
Yeah. I love how you mentioned too, when you listen to what your clients are saying, it's interesting when you're on the other side of this being a coach, because you can hear the words, like,
Right,
yeah, it's even
right,
difficult sometimes to be around family because you hear them saying things, and like you feel for them. It's
right.
like a heartstring pull, and you want to help, but of course, like, not everybody's ready for the help. So you learn how to
Mm-hmm.
bite your tongue. But I loved how you mentioned that because recently I've been able to pick up on that very quickly, and it's kind of changed my perspective on people.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
want to help. Yeah.
right. You love to help. And if they're ready, if
Yeah.
they're ready. And if they're not, you can help them. You can help, I mean, like silently. You know, like okay, you're not ready,
Mm,
but I'm here for you.
yeah.
And either if you said that I'm here for you, or if you're silently saying I'm here for you, because it matters. It matters. Uh, my yoga Kashi Atlanta, they helped me so much. They helped me. I'm in Missouri, but my Kashi Atlanta people, they are helping me so much. They didn't even know.
Mm,
I mean, I guess they knew a little bit, but they didn't even know. But they helped me because I have space, you know?
yeah.
And so when I was like in the yoga studio, they were like, okay, they were just loving me. And, but I'm just like, and loving me like, how was your day? Blah, blah, blah. But then it's like, oh, but they care for me.
Mm,
And so I am, I am honoring them to honor our, I'm honoring them to each and every person honor. I'm honoring me. So
yeah.
that's not what I'm trying to say.
That's okay. Yeah.
Right. I'm honoring them. And in return, they, I honoring them, and then I honoring everyone around them,
Yeah.
you know. They're honoring me. That's what I'm trying to say. They're honoring me. I'm honoring them.
Yeah.
And I'm honoring each and every person around me. So
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So that's the trickle down, like it right there. I feel like you just described it so well.
Mhm. Like, yes. I was like, wait a minute, what am I trying to say? What am I trying to say? But yeah, that's the issue. That's the issue.
Yeah. Yeah, I love the honoring part because like how you said at the beginning as well, we are all so busy. Like we don't even give ourselves the time to hold the space, to
Mhm.
like acknowledge the thought. Like I
Yeah.
remember when someone asked me what my inner talk was like, I was like, I don't have time to listen to that. I'm like, I don't listen to that. And then you go back to it and you start listening, and it can be a little scary at first.
Yes, it can. Oh my gosh. Because I wasn't listening. I wasn't listening until I had the stroke.
Yeah. Yeah.
Until I had the stroke. And I was like, oh. So, and I still wasn't listening because I was like, I want to tell you more, but it's not coming out of my mouth.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, it's not coming out of my mouth. So I'm just going to be silent. And I was like, oh my gosh, but the thoughts, the thoughts, the thoughts, the thoughts. And I was like, oh, well, let me just, even the thoughts, let me just think about what I am saying to myself.
Yeah.
And, when 15 years ago, I I couldn't say it because I was thinking about it, but I couldn't say it even if I uh, was my ability to say it. I couldn't,
Yeah.
you know. It's just, but now I'm saying it to you, and it feels like, oh, that's what because I couldn't speak,
Mm.
and I was like the words were just like in my head.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I'm scared because I'm really scared.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, ooh. But
I know. I feel emotional about that because I can relate to that. I
yeah,
think a lot of people can relate to that.
yeah,
And
yeah,
it's until sometimes like something huge happens in our lives, that we have to listen to it, and then it's like, dang, like what is next? Like it's a lot to take on. Like we're not going to sit here and
like
glorify the process.
really, I want to go back to just not doing anything but look,
Yeah, the
doing.
next thing, right? Like running around. Yeah.
But now I have to sit and listen to my thoughts. I have to sit and listen to my thoughts. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so many people, like, they never go their whole lives even giving themselves 5 seconds to do that,
Right.
and I think that that's what else is really scary for we, healing through this process. It's like there's kind of a stark line between the
Mm-hmm.
people that are and the people that aren't, and there's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with the people that aren't. They just might not be ready, how we mentioned early on, and that's okay. Like we can hold the space for them, but it's kind of like you're stepping into this other unknown world, and you're having to be like today I was stopping at this store before our recording, and I was thinking about how fast I used to move through life, like running into the store, grabbing the thing, forgetting,
Yeah.
you
Like,
know.
okay, I got this. Okay, I'm going. Now it's just like, okay, let me see. I, I want to take that and put that away. And then, you know, it's just like, oh, I am getting, I'm getting smarter
Mm,
at what I'm doing and not just doing everything.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I think it's that right there, like living life intentionally instead of kind of going through on autopilot.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, which can
Oh,
definitely be a lot. But I'm so grateful, for you sharing your story with us. And
oh, thank you. I'm so honored to just put my my words and just I'm just loving that. So thank you for letting me share.
oh, yeah, absolutely. I believe in what you're doing so much. And I want our listeners to also hear how they can get in touch with you if they should need some support like this, because.
Yeah. Well, you can get me on um, Tawnja spelled TAWNJA Cleveland, like the city, um, on ins- on Instagram and Facebook.
Perfect.
And also, I have a group
Yeah,
as well, and it's Joy and Rejuvenation.
perfect.
That is my group for Facebook group, Joy and Rejuvenation.
Perfect. And we'll have the links to everything below too.
Yes,
Our listeners will
yes,
be multitasking. They normally come
yeah,
back to this later if they're in the car or something, and they'll
yeah.
be able to connect with you and consume some of your content.
Please connect with me. I'm honoring that you can connect with me. So thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. And all of our listeners, absolutely connect, join the group. I am in the group. It's a great reminder of how to stay present and self aware in your lifestyle and really start to take this step into, living life intentionally, which
Yeah,
is what we're
yes,
about here. So thank you
yes.
so much, Tawnja.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for listening to The End in Mind. I would like to remind you all, if you haven't yet reached out to me on Instagram, we are at Meraki_media_management. It will be in our show notes as well. If you would like to reach out to me, we always offer free coaching through Instagram based around our Instagram training and our business Instagram practices. If you need any type of support, please do not hesitate to reach out to me there. And we also offer several different types of consulting and training packages if you're looking for a little bit more in-depth tips. So thank you all for listening in, and of course, I want you all to keep the end in mind as you continue with your day and or work week. Have a great week, and I will see you all next time.